If you had told me like 5 years ago that a sequel to a Winnie the Pooh horror movie would somehow be better than most modern Hollywood movies right now, I'd probably believe you. That sounds pretty plausible. And here we are. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 has finally arrived, and yeah, it's better than a lot of movies coming out right now because it knows what it is. It's actually fun. I had a blast watching this movie. I can't say the same for the other 11 people in the movie theater, but I loved it. It was exactly what I wanted. All this being said, I'm not going to completely meat ride this movie and glaze it to death, but I'm also not going to say, well, yeah, it's better than the first movie, but that doesn't mean it's good. I'm not going to say that because I know what this movie was going for, and I really enjoyed it. So the movie starts off with Christopher Robin, and he is going through one hell of a rough time. I mean, no one believes him after the events of the first movie where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet murdered all those people. They actually think Christopher Robin murdered all those people. Yeah, the little scrawny guy. So Christopher Robin starts going to therapy, and the therapist, I can't say is very useful because she just kind of like makes him go into his past memories, and we kind of get these funny scenes with Pooh and Christopher Robin, and the narrator's like, yes, when Christopher Robin was a young lad, he saw the world quite differently, and I think he saw Pooh differently as well. And you get Pooh like covered in blood, and he's like pushing him on a swing, and he's got his teeth out just all covered in blood. It was so funny. I honestly wish we got more of that. I wish we got more of like Winnie the Pooh when he was younger and Christopher Robin when they were younger, like their relationship and like how they split apart. Because they say it in the first movie, but they don't explain it at all in this one. They just show us that little scene, and then they cut to Christopher Robin in the forest, and his brother's getting kidnapped. I'm like, what the hell? Why was that thrown in there? But it makes sense all in the end, I guess. So yeah, we kind of get Christopher Robin seeing this, and he's like, oh shit, I kind of can see the person who kidnapped my brother. Wait, and then he's going to the hospital, and the hospital's like, yeah, we're gonna have to cut you loose, Tiger. Sorry. And he's like, you serious? He's like, yeah, with all those murdering allegations, we're not sure if we can keep you here, but you know I didn't murder them, right? Well, yeah, but other people do. And he's like, what? So yeah, everyone is like blaming Christopher Robin for this, even though like, I don't know if they've taken a look at him and seen that I don't think he could take down like 5 truckers, but here we are. So yeah, Christopher Robin's like, oh, what the hell should I do? And then this one guy comes into the hospital, and his face is all torn up. He looks like Two-Face. So he's in the hospital bed, and he's telling Christopher Robin that he was actually right and that they are in the forest. And Christopher Robin's like asking him all these questions. It's like, yeah, you saw them, right? Like, and then he looks up and he sees like the janitor. He's like, what the hell? And then he realizes the janitor was the one who kidnapped his brother. So he follows the janitor home with a kitchen knife and tries to kill him. But the janitor's like, oh no, please don't hurt me. And then he tells him everything, and that he was bringing these kids to this mad scientist who was doing experiments on the kids, mixing animal DNA with human DNA. And you can probably see where this is going. So the janitor shoots himself in the head. Honestly, I have no clue why they put this scene in. It's like 10 minutes, and I was so bored through it. I'm like, why? Because in the next scene, you get the exact same thing where the mad scientist is talking about it on this little tape recorder, and it takes like 20 seconds to go through the whole thing. You could have chopped 10 minutes of the movie just like that, or added a little bit more of Pooh's team, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, while all this is happening, we have Pooh and Piglet, and like Pooh's pissed off that everyone hates him. Not really sure why, because no one even knows that he's out there until like he starts killing the hunters, and that brings attention to himself. But I don't know. So yeah, Pooh and Piglet team up with Owl and Tigger, and they're just kind of pissed off. People are starting to find them after they caused this and killed the hunters. So yeah, okay. So Pooh and Owl, Piglet kind of gets sidelined brutally. And Pooh and Owl just start murdering people in the most gruesome ways. One of the ways was easily the funniest with Owl. And it's this dad and his kid looking at birds. And the kid looks at like this blue jay, and he's like, oh dad, look at that, it's a blue jay. And then the dad's like, right you are, chap. and then the kid looks up and it's Owl, and he like snaps his neck at them, swoops down, grabs the dad, and then you cut to a scene of the dad's body parts just floating down the river, and Pooh and Owl are just like, another day's work. Like, it's the most random stuff, and I love it. I just love those bits in the movie. And yeah, they make their way down to Ashtown and just start killing everyone. And then we eventually get to Christopher Robin figuring out, obviously, that Pooh is his brother. I can't say I'm in love with this, but at least there's some depth inside of this plot rather than the first one, even though I kind of like the first one's plot with the 4 girls going on vacation and Pooh and Piglet just going in to murder them for no reason at all. I kind of like that. But yeah, this movie had a lot more depth than the first one, which I do appreciate. By the end of the movie, because I don't want to spoil anymore, we get Christopher Robin at Pooh, where Pooh was actually buried by the scientist but crawled his way out, and Christopher Robin thinks this might trigger his memory back, maybe bring back his brother, and no, it doesn't, because Pooh grabs his girlfriend and starts throwing her face into a chainsaw, but luckily Christopher Robin finds an axe, and you can probably tell what happens next. And yeah, we just kind of end off our movie with Christopher Robin, his girlfriend, and his little sister driving off in a police car covered in blood, by the way, and there's this upbeat song playing, and this little girl's got like this really fucked up teddy bear with its intestines going out for some, I don't know why she wants it, and she throws it out the window and she's like, I don't need it anymore. And Christopher Robin's like, come here, little sis. Like, it's heartwarming. And then we get confirmation that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3 is coming out. Let's go! And I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited now because I really like this one. It did everything I wanted from the first one, even though I still kind of like the first one. But yeah, this one did double down on everything. This movie just took such a major leap from the first one to this one. It's honestly like the Dark Knight for the Winnie the Pooh movies. But yeah, and the kills inside this movie, again, there's so many kills. It was so fun. I enjoyed it so much. And yeah, you should definitely go see this movie if it's even playing at your theater. I hope it is, because this is one you do want to see in the movie theater. It is a lot of fun. And yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.